Cooperstown Justice with Hall of Famer Jayson Stark. We love doing this. He's come out with a column. You kind of reverse engineered it, right? You brought it out on shows.
I did.
And the next thing you know, hey, I might as well write about this. I've done all the research. I've done a lifetime of research. Jayson, I think, look, your analysis is spot on with where everybody is. I usually don't engage in this. Active players that should be in the Hall of Fame. And you put in the correct categories. In right now, in the red zone, you see the names, and then on a path, and then you go deeper than that. But let's just pick it up here. Can I say who I disagree with you on?
Yeah,
I sell you on Andrew McCutchen, because you have him in one of your lower spots, like in a side drawer in the changing room where the kids have already moved out. It's not even there anymore. McCutchen is a peak player, but he had 4 years of a 6.5 WAR, 4 years of a 157, essentially OPS plus. Essentially, he's an MVP for that 4-year, and here's even a 7-year stretch where he's a 5-win player. I'm a peak guy, and McCutchen was. He wasn't good, he was great. Go ahead.
He was. Now, let me start by this. It's never an insult to say anybody was not quite a Hall of Famer.
Right, gotcha.
So it means you're a great player.
Yeah.
In McCutchen's case, I had this vision in my head that he was in the best player in baseball argument for 5 or 6 years.
Right.
It was really 3, Ryan, 2012, 13, 14.
Okay.
Number one in the league in offensive WAR. But there's been enough of a drop-off since that I just don't think he sustained that peak long enough for me. And I love the guy.
Right. See, I'm not of that ilk. I'm a peak guy. Take a look at my peak.
How long does the peak have to be?
4 years. You have an answer. You wanted an answer? 4 years. Murphy, Mattingly, Johan. Those guys, to me, should be in the Hall of Fame. They weren't good. They were great. They were the best player in their leagues for a number of years. Not 2, but we're talking 4. Johan was the #1 pitcher in the game for 4 straight years. I'm big on those guys.
Yeah, I don't disagree with this concept. I love the concept. The question for me is, did the peak go on long enough? And then what happens after the peak?
All those guys had more. All those guys had more years after that.
Longer.
Mattingly was excellent, right? But the greatness was right there. All right, yeah. I think Freeman and Altuve are kind of in now. Don't you get that sense? You even wrote that about Freddie, right?
Yeah, Freddie, I went back and forth on whether he's in now or
kind
back to
now.
A year.
Yeah.
He's had 10 incredible years in a row. Never has a bad year. He's about to get to 2,000 hits. He's got 300 homers. Everybody with his slash line, 2,000 hits, 300 homers. Every first baseman was either in or is going to be in. If you want to say he's in now, sure. I put him in the red zone, but I said he's at the 1-yard line.
Here's one I'm struggling with, and I don't know what to do. Evan Longoria. Where are we on Longoria? Longoria, when you look back, it's been a long time since he's been good. Yeah, look at the slash line with Freddie. Yeah. But Longoria, it's been a long time since Longoria has been good, but Longoria was actually great. His second, third, and fourth year, he's a 7-8 win player.
Yeah, he was great when he first broke in, and he was great right away. Okay, again, here's my problem, Brian. Hasn't had a 5-win season since age 27. Hasn't had a 3-win season since age 31. His 31 to 37 OPS plus is 102. It's just too steep a drop-off and not big enough.
A lot of guys have a long backslide. By the way, if a guy is a 5-win player for 10 years, you are a strong Hall of Fame candidate. Longoria was. I don't know if he gets a vote, but I'm saying he's a little closer than I think we think right now.
That's what I said.
Adam Wainwright is a guy who I had to look up. It's like, why isn't he over the top? Because you have a feeling, right? Wainwright, that's a Hall of Famer. He's had 5 Hall of Fame seasons. I hate to go all Mad Dog Russo on you, but there have been 5 great seasons. They're spread around. So where should we be on that?
Yeah, that was kind of my problem. It's 19 years now since he broke in, and he had 2 years where he was a Cy Young runner-up. He had 2 more where he was the number 3 in the Cy Young voting. Maybe we'd look at him differently if he owned 2 Cy Young trophies, but like that middle of his career,
that doesn't bother me.
Where he was hurt, where he wasn't even a league average pitcher.
Right.
It's funny how it just doesn't seem like it adds up, and I'm dying to vote for the guy because I love him.
Wainwright, if those 5 great years were in a row, then I'd be. He's a peak Hall of Famer, but he had 5 all over the place.
Exactly.
Right. Real Muto, yes or no?
Real Muto, I didn't put him in the path group, but I think there's a problem trying to evaluate catchers. How can this guy, after 8 years as arguably the best catcher in baseball, only be at 31 wins above replacement? That's a WAR thing.
Yeah, it doesn't. But again, Posada didn't get 5% of the vote.